Hi, I'm Jasper, and this is Sigil. It is an abstract strategy dueling game, and I want you to imagine if Gandalf invented Go. So you are a powerful wizard battling for control of the Sigil, and the point of the game is to have more stones on the board than your opponent. You win when you have 3 more stones than your opponent. This tracks the stones. At the end of a turn, either player has 3 more stones than their opponent, they win the game. So in the game, you're going to be expanding your magical influence by placing a stone on the board adjacent to where you already have pieces, and then adjusting the scorekeeping stone accordingly. Very quickly, you're going to start interacting with your opponent's pieces. If you want to place a stone on top of an opponent's piece, that's totally fine. Their stone is going to slide through pieces of their own color until it finds the closest empty node and settle in right there. Which is all well and good, but that doesn't actually get you more stones than your opponent. So the first way you're going to start getting more stones is if you can imagine that one of the players managed to surround an opposing piece, then when they try and place the stone on top of it, that stone has nowhere to go and it gets crushed and removed from the game. Now that's cool, but that's pretty standard abstract strategy fare. What makes Sigil really special, and it's special, are the spells. A game is played with 9 spells on the board. You have 3 large 5-node spells, 3 3-node spells, and 3 1-node spells. And the base game comes with 15 spells. And I've been told by an actual mathematician that that's a couple of 100,000 unique board setups just in the base game. And then we have more spells planned for down the line, so lots of variability. So how do you cast a spell? Well, first, you have to have a spell fully filled up with your pieces. So the blue player has Bewitch fully filled up. Then you have to pay the cost by sacrificing stones off of that spell. And the cost is determined by how many of these nodes over in the corners that you control. These are mana nodes, and they give you a 1 stone discount per mana that you control. So the blue player could cast Bewitch by sacrificing 4 stones right here. And if you imagine that they had 2 mana, they would have only had to sacrifice 3. So the second way you're going to start getting more stones than your opponent is by fighting over these mana. Once you sacrifice your stones, then you resolve the spell's effect. Bewitch says choose 2 enemy stones that are adjacent to each other and convert them to your color. So the blue player could choose any 2 adjacent red stones, take them off the board, and convert them to their color. After you do that, you're going to take this die and place it on that spell with the number 1 up. This spell is now locked, so the blue player cannot cast it again until they cast a different 3 or 5 node spell, in which case that die would tick up and move on over. So you can't spam the same spell over and over again. This die has another effect. Once it's a countdown, so once either player casts their 6th spell, that triggers the end of the game. You don't win by casting 6 spells, but it's a countdown, so whoever has more stones on the board at that time wins the game. So we really love it. The spells are powerful, but variable. You have to work for them to be powerful, right? So Hailstorm, for instance, destroys enemy stones in each spell that they're in. So if your opponent is really spread out, you can get a powerful turn-casting Hailstorm, but they can play around it because there's no hidden information. You know what your opponent has. So we love the game. It's currently being manufactured. You can get it here at GenCon with us, or visit us at pineislandgames.com to order your copy.